I was waiting for you to say your bit.
You the one that gotta say your name first.
Fine. This is Jared.
Start over.
All right. Yo, what up? This is Jared.
This is Keith.
Sometimes you... All right, look, I'm going to keep it in because you can go back. There's some episodes where you go first. Actually, we'll put that in the comments. We'll get, how many times does Keels go first when he does the opening versus me? Never? Oh, all right. Put it in the comments, viewers. Yo, we're back at it again with another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. And this week, we did Wormy and Patty Hype.
This episode didn't hit like I thought it was going to hit.
Really?
Like, I know these are classic episodes, but it's like, looking back at it, I'm like, That's funny to remember it being.
All right. So, I actually came with an opposite perspective. When watching this, not so much Patty Hype, but Wormy is in my top 5 favorite episodes of SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll get into why I feel that way. One, I think there's a nostalgia to it.
Yeah.
Because I remember, watching that episode and being like, this is a crazy plot.
I will say, I don't know what it is about this episode, but it feels like the first episode. It feels like it should have been the first episode. I don't know.
Oh, of season 2 or in general?
Nah, just in general. It just feels like a first episode feeling.
Entry level? All right.
I don't know why.
Wormy or Patty Hype? Which one? Or both of them in general?
I'm talking about Wormy. I'm just talking about Wormy.
So Wormy, essentially, this is the premise. Sandy is going on a trip somewhere and entrusts Patrick and SpongeBob to pet sit for her. When doing so, they, find out that there's a caterpillar named Wormy. They have a nice fun day all with the montage, because that's what friends do. Yo, with that rock bass, that 80s rock. Because that's what friends do. Yo, I love it. So they say we're going to, they get all sad because the day's over. Why must Patrick with the one-liners, why must the sun set on this very day?
Right.
Sleep well, Wormy.
Right, he got all deep.
Yeah. He got, I'm telling you, Patrick with the one, I wrote them all down. Pet sitting? Won't that hurt them? When he's talking to the bird. Gee, yeah. Patrick, I didn't know you spoke bird. Oh, that's Italian, SpongeBob.
That was funny. That was funny. That was one of my favorite jokes for sure.
So they go in the middle of the night, because Wormy is a caterpillar, he goes into his little cocoon and then it hatches into a butterfly, which for any fact checkers, it takes 2 weeks. So, just saying. But they come back the next day and they're like, where's Wormy? He left his best friend Ribbon behind. Yo. And then this butterfly legit, it becomes...
Start wreaking havoc for no reason.
Right. But it's also that meme. That, the
zoom in face of the butterfly. Yo, that scared me as a kid.
Funny enough, my daughter, when she was watching it too, ran. She literally ran and hid.
She ran away.
She was hiding. That
joint was scary.
I never thought it was scary as a kid. I thought it was weird. And I have a fear of bees, but I don't know.
It's just the zoom in. When you
disgusting.
zoom into an insect's face, they are really gross and ugly looking.
Well, that's not a butterfly zoomed in, actually.
So what is that, a fly?
I think it's a fly, because of the eyes. It's like a type of fly. It's disgusting for sure. Patrick with the next one-liner. Why does this keep happening to me?
I wonder what he meant by that.
That's what I'm
what
saying.
What do you mean by that?
His friends keep on disappearing and getting eaten. It's just what? But they try at first to capture the butterfly with one tricking him with a phone call and then sacrificing Patrick to eat. It's for you. Yo, when Patrick is a thing with an apple in his mouth, that don't taste really good.
Hilarious. That was funny to me.
Yo, and they finally catch him, because they put him in SpongeBob puts him in a bubble, and he flies out.
Yeah.
For sure, the thing I would change is there's 2 doors to Sandy to get into Sandy's room. Like there's the initial opening from Bikini Bottom into there.
Yeah.
How did Wormy get from the second?
Oh, that second door.
Yeah, it wasn't open.
What is that? Like the drain door?
It's the draining door.
Yeah.
Before you go in, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
That's a good question.
So then he flies his way to the Krusty Krab, and he terrorizes. After Squidward bombs on them, about crying about Wormy.
Like, oh, it was just a butterfly.
It's just a butterfly. When he says, "Well, since Moron Theater's over, let me go see what this monster looks like."
Oh yeah. They're calling it a monster.
They call the butterfly a monster, and Mr. Krabs and Squidward are joking until they get that zoom in look, and And again, the funniest part of this episode, somehow this butterfly wreaks havoc on Bikini Bottom. It destroys the town.
Well, that's mainly SpongeBob and Patrick's fault.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're alarming the town. They're like, there's a monster that flies on the loose. They're like, run for your lives.
Attention, Bikini Bottom, there's a flying monster that wants to eat you.
Right, what type of alarmist method is that?
I just, it's just crazy. When the first light pole falls and it sets on fire, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Them running out.
That's one of my favorite jokes. They just cause panic throughout the town.
It's a butterfly.
Shit.
What was your... Oh, yeah, and then the last thing. So they cut out a scene. For any of you OG viewers, they cut out a scene. I'll talk about that briefly, then we'll get into Keel's your favorite joke. There's a shot where the dude is watching the news broadcast about Wormy, and they show the butterfly, and he screams, and his eyeballs go into his mouth, and he jumps out his house. But clear as day, I think I might have I know I have the DVD of it, but when he jumps out, he commits suicide, essentially. He jumps out, and just the firefighter are there to hold the net, to get it, and he clearly
he falls through the net. Yeah,
they cut it in the Paramount Plus version. Check it out.
Yeah.
So alright, so I just thought that was wow, I was really getting that sensitive. I'm like, okay,
that's crazy.
So what was your favorite joke?
Well, I said them as you were explaining. I said with the bird, I don't speak Italian. The friend of a friend song is pretty funny. That's a forgotten song. Nobody talks about. Patrick, we had the apple in his mouth. Yeah. And then SpongeBob and Patrick cause a panic in the town. It's just oh, there's a flying monster that's gonna eat you. Run for your lives! And then the citizens of Bikini Bottom, they're all running in. They're crashing their cars. They're running into buildings.
Jumping out of buildings.
Jumping out of buildings. So yeah, I would say those are my favorite jokes.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? So back in the day, there was a War of the Worlds. It was a radio broadcast, and people actually thought it was a real thing happening. So
oh yeah,
it's wow, this catastrophe. Now I'm kind of curious because you said in the beginning, why do you see this as an entry level first episode of SpongeBob? I'm kind of curious.
I really don't know. I think it was because I don't know. I really don't know.
Just in general?
I think it just might be the nostalgia of it.
Okay.
It could be the nostalgia of it. I think we get to see the different settings of the show.
Okay.
We see Sandy's house. We see Bikini Bottom in the city. We see the Krusty Krab. And then for for Patty Hype, we also see the main street of SpongeBob, Patrick's, and Squidward's house. So I don't know. It just feels like a first episode because it shows everything. It's a wild premise.
Yeah.
Not too many jokes. You know what I mean?
In Wormy.
Right.
Really?
Not really. Not as other episodes.
I feel I don't know. Patrick was killing it with the one-liners in this.
See, but you've watched this plenty of time. So
100%.
like, you know what I mean? You're like pulling from
Nostalgia.
like, not nostalgia, and also like you've seen it so many times. Let me try to find something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I feel like Wormy, especially like this is gonna when we get to our like top 5 episodes of season 2. This might be a riff. I don't know.
Okay.
But I feel like I don't know. Wormy to me, I just. There's something about like the premise of a butterfly destroying Bikini Bottom and the dark humor that they think it's a monster and that it eats the creatures.
Yeah.
Like that to me is just hilarious to me. Like I'm just like, they really are out. Like this, keep in mind, this butterfly destroyed a town.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and I don't know. It definitely, it gives me like, that kind of feel, like Nickelodeon. Like when I think about like old school Nickelodeon, that 2001, 2002 thing. This is an episode that was recurred and rebroadcast like on a regular. Yeah. So I think like literally on that night, it was a pretty lit night. It was like Wormy and then the Amanda Show. Like I was like, and then an episode of Cousin Skeeter and Keenan. I was set. I was like,
crazy.
That is nostalgia right there.
That's crazy. You said that because that definitely sounds like a lineup.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was a lit lineup, and I think that's always carried over to this day, where it's like. But also the premise itself, like it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It is hilarious.
But yeah, so I thought it was pretty solid. All right, so what was your meme-worthy moment?
Because it's the face zoom in. It was just scary. It was just mad scary.
Yo, yeah. All right, so Patty hype.
All right.
Okay, so Patty hype. I had to jot this down because the Krusty Krab did not have a customer for 36 days.
Dang.
Right. So I'm also thinking
unheard of.
Right. I had a side note thing like what caused it. Like,
yeah.
What caused them to not have a customer in 36 days? So Mr. Krab, the place has cobwebs, the spiders. When SpongeBob is dusting and then the spider just
dust.
He does it again. Oh man, the shot of Mr. Krabs where he's like a customer, and it's like a spider web in his mouth.
Yeah.
But they want to get business hopping in the Krusty Krab. There's this one dude who comes in and he's like, I need food, and then it's like, oh, what's this? Under the sea, it's boring. Atmosphere. I'm like,
he was like, oh, wait. Do you have any money?
Do you have any money? Mr. Krabs is always gonna. He's like, you got money, right?
Do you have any money?
Then why is he crawling? If he's got money, why are you crawling, bro?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, but one reason for why maybe the 36 days is because a new restaurant called the Shell Shack has a talking dog. Yeah. So.
They basically just wanted something new.
Right, but also I'm surprised we didn't see the Shell Shack. At all.
Yeah, that was something I would have changed.
You would change?
Yeah, just show us something new,
Right, and a new restaurant and everything. The talking dog at the Shell Shack is singing! Come on! Like, yo. So when they're in a funk where it's like they still don't have any customers and everything like that, SpongeBob has the idea of having Krabby Patties, but they're colorful. Yeah. And they're called Pretty Patties. So, the gunning move, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob just bomb on his idea. Yeah. They had an Uzi with
Squidward Squidward's a jerk.
Bow tie, French fries.
Yeah, they were going crazy. They were like, oh, sequin shakes.
Bow tie. Yo.
No.
Mr. Squidward, have you seen something we're advertising? Good, sir. I'm like, they were dancing. They held their hands like pretty bad. They were gunning on SpongeBob's life.
Yo.
They were not satisfied until this man left out with broken dreams.
That's crazy to be.
Insane. So SpongeBob, and I love this because he said, you know what, my idea is good, I'll open my own restaurant. And he gives Mr. Krabs the middle finger because
he leaves.
He leaves, starts up his own restaurant, and Pretty Patty's becomes
Business
a big
is
hit.
booming. The whole city is out.
Yup.
Whatever. The whole country is out. Whatever the country they
More
live
people
in.
from Bikini Bottom, they're like, we traveled from...
Right, they travel from another hemisphere to freaking come to this.
We traveled from rock bottom to get these Pretty Patties.
Yo. That would have been funny if they would have like threw some random towns and they're like, oh, we came from rock bottom or we came from East Bikini Bottom. I don't know.
Right. Bikini Upper. Like, we came from there just to be like, we wanted these Pretty Patties.
Right, wherever Squilliam lives at.
Oh my gosh.
I came from the Bikini
area.
Bottom Hills. He probably lives in Bikini Hills or whatever.
He might live in, what is that? Tentacle Acres.
Maybe.
He probably lives in Tentacle Acres. But, and they just... Pretty Patties becomes a hit. The moment Mr. Krabs sees it on the TV, he's like, let me go back and try and get that idea back.
Yeah, let me try finesse.
And it kind of blows up in his face because once he takes over management, they come back to complain. And the Pretty Patties, it turns out, turn the people of Bikini Bottom into the colors they eat.
Yeah.
So, look what I have under me kilt. My face is purple.
Yo,
do you want to introduce your meme-worthy moment for
the guy with the glow-in-the-dark tongue, man. I feel like he was the meme-worthy moment.
Yo, we want our money back. What's wrong with you?
Oh, 46,800. Was it 23 of us? What was it?
46,853, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like it's something like that. It's just like, we want our money back.
We want our money back.
46,3 of us.
Yo.
And then the episode kind of just ends.
And then it ends, right.
It just ends.
They chase Mr. Krabs out and then it ends.
Yeah, SpongeBob's over here like messing with the pickles and that's it.
That's why, I thought it was kind of a lackluster episode as a whole.
It was for sure dry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely did not have the tongue as my meme-worthy moment.
What did you have as yours?
I had two. I had the angel SpongeBob coming down and going, Mr. Krabs, I have an idea.
Okay, I could agree with that one.
And there's another meme that I've seen where when they're taking SpongeBob to the Krusty Krab, it kind of fades to the hearts in the background, and it's like dreams do come true.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that meme where it's like dreams do come true. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, you know what meme we're showing. Dreams do come true.
What were your favorite jokes?
So, Patrick definitely had a good one-liner where it's like, what time is it? And he has like a crayon watch on his hand. Oh, I gotta draw a new battery for this. He gets a crayon.
Oh, shoot, that's funny.
Patrick kills it. And then the spider watching the soap opera with Mr. Krabs.
Okay, that was funny.
When they're watching the Protozoa soap opera and you see the little spider crying like...
That's like the third episode we saw that spider in.
Legit, the spider is an unofficial member of the Krusty Krab.
Right.
He made multiple appearances. Like he
really did.
He was in Patty Hype, and now
he was in what was he in? God. He was out the safe.
Pearl.
He was coming out the safe.
That's what I'm saying. It was the
Cuddly
Crab. The Cuddly Crab episode.
Yeah.
He was in there and he made that web. It's like he's always been. You know what?
That's crazy.
Get him an application.
Yeah.
Get him an application because if you don't, Mr. Krabs is about to charge him rent.
Oh man. My favorite jokes for sure. The talking dog is singing. Bro, that. I feel like that could borderline be a meme-worthy moment too. Just that line.
What's a dog doing in Bikini Bottom though?
Right, and then why didn't they show it? That's what I would have changed. I wanted them to show it. Was it the Shell Shack?
The Shell Shack, yeah.
And then when they're what's it called? Business is booming with the Pretty Patties, and so they decided all the money that they're making, they didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, yo,
bro, they just ended up giving the money back to people, and so they're just in line with a big old box of money, and then this one guy, he gets his box of money, and he's like, I'm getting back in line.
I wish there was a place like that.
Right, just to get a box of money like that.
Oh, when SpongeBob's like, we tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it. So my wife actually made a very valid point for what she would change it. Like she said, why didn't they just not charge for the pretty packs?
Idea. A smart idea.
100%.
Could have did some charity.
Exactly. It's just something else, but. My thing I would change, I definitely copped that idea, but I also said, where is Squidward in all this? Because clearly, I'm thinking for two reasons. One, the minor thing where it's like, well, he's not going to be at the, Krusty Krab just chilling there, but also, he lives right there, so I'm like, what does he think about all this?
Yeah. Oh, right.
That's what I'm saying. There's a crowd. Just a scene where he's like, get these people away from my house. Something like that.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was alright. Happy Hype is okay.
Yeah.
But
funny moments here and there, but just like I said, there could have been more jokes.
I agree. Listen, already, Wormy is, I don't know.
Your favorite ever. I can't wait to hear when we finally get to
the top 5
top 5 episodes. Why? You know what I mean?
It's gonna be tough. There's definitely some hitters in here. Once I saw that we're doing Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3, I was like, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough.
I'm trying to think if if we hit any of my favorite episodes yet. I don't think so.
All right. Well,
that's it for me.
It's still stacking. All right. So join us on this ongoing series where we just started season 2, and make sure that you also watch some episodes of season 1, because obviously you want to see what our top episodes of season 1 are. So check out that as well.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time. This is Jarrett.
This is Kills.
Another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.